Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey has changed a lot in these past years. Rides being removed, added, and just general things to change the park's reputation and feel. Today, we're going to be looking at the state of the park all the way from 2005, working up to what Great Adventure could look like in 2030. In 2005, Six Flags Great Adventure opened a ride that would boost their attendance, make for a better reputation, and give the park an overall feel of excitement. The tallest and fastest roller coaster would be making its debut at the park.
128, 3.5, 456, 0. 128, 3.5. Memorize these answers because once you ride Kingda Ka, the tallest, fastest roller coaster on Earth, who knows what you'll remember? How fast did it go? 128 miles per hour. How many seconds to get to full speed? 3.5. How many feet in the air did you fly? 456. How many coasters in the world are like it? 0. Come out and experience a whole new great adventure. Buy one, get one free admission Monday through Thursday with a can of Coke.
Kingda Ka would stand at a record-breaking height of 456 feet and top a max speed of 128 miles per hour, breaking Top Thrill Dragster's record at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio by a small margin. This intimate coaster would use a hydraulic launch system and reach its max speed in just 3.5 seconds. Kingda Ka would be a new era for coasters and make Great Adventure a new tourist spot for millions of people. The park had a major boost in attendance because of Kingda Ka, with about 2.9 million visitors, marking a 6% increase compared to the previous year. In 2005, the state of the park was great, and Great Adventure held an amazing reputation because of Kingda Ka. Even with Kingda Ka making its way in the park, a beloved ride would be removed just 2 years later in 2007. Batman and Robin the Chiller was manufactured by Premier Rides and was a dueling launch coaster. Batman and Robin the Chiller opened on June 7, 1997, but with many setbacks not long after its debut, it was closed for much of its opening season and did not reopen until 1998. Even with its many mechanical issues and frequent downtime, many people were not happy with it closing, but Kingda Ka still drew many people to the park. In 2015, Kingda Ka was still going strong, even with its frequent downtime due to mechanical issues. 1 year prior, in 2014, the park decided to add a drop tower on the tower of Kingda Ka, making it the tallest drop tower in the world. Zumanjaro would reach a top height of 415 feet before plummeting down at 90 miles an hour. Although Great Adventure added a new ride, to do that, they had to remove the park's wooden dueling coaster, Rolling Thunder. This was because the queue line for Zumanjaro was extremely long, and Rolling Thunder would overlap the queue line, forcing Great Adventure to remove the ride. Even though a classic would no longer be at the park, now there was 2 record-breaking attractions at the park. Zumanjaro was a big hit, with 3.52 million visitors in 2015. During this year, Batman the Ride, which is their B&M Inverticoaster, ran backwards from July 4th to Labor Day weekend for its 23rd season. The park opened a Larson Loop El Diablo, which was located in Plaza da Carnaval. In 2020, the park opened very late for the season due to COVID-19, and it ended up opening July 3rd for members and July 4th for the general public. Due to the virus, guests had to participate in social distancing and wear masks. Holiday in the Park was also canceled, which affected many guests. Six Flags Great Adventure was severely impacted by the pandemic and only saw around 598,000 visitors, which was a huge drop from what they usually see. The entire Six Flags chain fell by 79% compared to 2019, reaching 6.8 million guests. The state of the park in 2020 was very poor due to COVID, and the park was also impacted financially. COVID-19 affected the park very much so, even pushing back a coaster that was supposed to open that year. Jersey Devil Coaster, which was a single rail coaster manufactured by RMC, was supposed to open in 2020, but it got pushed back to opening in 2021 due to COVID, but they still announced the coaster in 2020. In 2025, Six Flags Great Adventure looked completely different, with the year prior, 2024, changing the park forever. In September of 2024, there were many rumors about Kingda Ka being removed. Many did not believe this was true, including me. People really started to believe that the rumor might be true when markers surrounding the area of Kingda Ka started popping up. Usually when you see markers around a ride, it means something is going to happen, whether construction is going to take place or the ride is going to be removed. After people started spotting the markers and the rumors grew bigger, people started making their way to Great Adventure to possibly get their last rides on Kingda Ka. Even with these rumors circling, many did not know Kingda Ka would be saying goodbye. On November 10th, 2024, Kingda Ka closed permanently. The general public, coaster enthusiasts, and just people who even knew the ride existed were very unhappy, especially because of the way the park handled the closure. There was no warning that was stated by the park themselves. Coaster enthusiasts and just people in general basically had to figure it out themselves. Six Flags Great Adventure changed that day, and so did their reputation. Kingda Ka was not the only ride to close forever that same day. Green Lantern and Twister would also leave the park. The parachutes were also set to be demolished. The closure of Kingda Ka was a moment in history that people will never forget and probably never understand or accept fully the way Six Flags handled the situation. Green Lantern started being demolished shortly after its closing day, with track being removed before the park itself even closed for the season. But over there, that is where all the scraps are. And that incline, look right there, you can't quite see it, but it is pretty much floating right now, that the bottom half of it is gone. And if you zoom in right there, you can also see that that half is gone as well. However, Great Adventure decided to implode Kingda Ka way after the season ended. Ka was imploded on February 28th, 2025, with Kingda Ka, Green Lantern, Twister, Cyborg, and parachutes being completely gone for the 2025 season. Great Adventure got a whole new feel and reputation. Great Adventure felt very empty and just had a sorrow feel to it in the beginning of the season. Luckily, Flash Vertical Velocity was set to open on opening day. Flash is a Vekoma Super Boomerang and is the only Vekoma Super Boomerang in the US. Although Flash had some troubles on opening day. Okay guys, so we just waited like 6 hours for Flash, not kidding. I didn't even get to ride it, so we're gonna go over to like Nitro or something and ride that because this is not ready. I'm not trying to like handle the park or anything, but literally we waited 6 hours for this ride and did not even get to ride it. So we're just gonna be going over to Nitro. It's still open and guests got the chance to ride it. The rest of the season was pretty typical, with Fretfest still being packed despite all the ride closures. Unfortunately, there was no holiday in the park, which just like 2020 impacted some people. With no holiday in the park means an earlier closing day, which was set to be on November 30th, but due to inclement weather was on the 29th. The state of the park in 2025 was almost as poor as 2020. Not necessarily the financial state, really just the park's reputation changing completely due to Kingda Ka being removed. Six Flags Great Adventure has changed dramatically over the years, but what could it look like in the future? Let's take a look at what Great Adventure could look like in 2030. We are expecting a new coaster presumably this year or next year in 2027. Many people have speculated that the new coaster could be a Mach Extreme Spinner. This would make sense based on the construction views that we have seen. We also could see some rethemes and repaints as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if Superman Ultimate Flight, the park's flying coaster, gets rethemed to fit the theme of the boardwalk in the coming years. Also, to match the theme of the new coaster that would be right next door. Nitro, the park's B&M Hyper, is in dire need of a repaint. Based on the repaints we've seen so far on the sign and the queue line railings, a repaint on the track is probably soon to come. The sign and railings are now blue, which hints that the track could be painted blue as well. This would also make sense because of the repaint of the trains back in 2023, which are now blue. El Toro is currently getting retracked this offseason, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's done getting its full retrack in 2030. It's difficult to tell what the state of the park will look like in 2030, but what we do know is that the park will look completely different and hopefully not feel as empty as it did this season. Although we will be getting a new coaster to replace Kingda Ka, nothing will ever live up to that ride, and I think everybody can agree with that. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what you guys think Grid Adventure will look like in 2030. But with all that being said, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed of recapping and going back in time and looking at the state of Grid Adventure in different years. And really, the one that impacted the park most was probably 2025 or 2024, whatever you want to call it, because of Kingda Ka being removed. It 100% changed the park's reputation and just the overall feel because Kingda Ka was a total tourist spot for so many people. People traveled from all the way across the world just to ride Ka, and now that it's not there, a lot of people probably have a different perspective on Grid Adventure, and especially Six Flags because of the way they handled the situation. But with all that being said, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.